Hello. Hey guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is the first time I use my voice in a video. Just trying to mix it up a little. Let me know in the comments if you prefer this format, or if you want the other format. Previous to this, I just used pictures and text, music. Let me know what you prefer. Just trying something new. I'm gonna go over some topics today. Just some things that should raise some red flags, get you thinking a little bit, and questioning some of the things that we've been taught. I'm gonna talk about globe Earth, right? Is the Earth a globe spinning through space, thousands of miles per hour? I don't think so, no. I'm gonna go over, and don't click away. Just if you're an open-minded person, just consider these points that I'm gonna list out and draw your own conclusions, do your own research. Again, at the end of the day, I'm gonna talk about the globe Earth, right, quote unquote, the moon, gravity, right, fisheye lenses, moon missions. So it's gonna be a good one. Thank you for tuning in, guys. It means a lot. And more videos are coming soon. More interesting topics. The globe Earth, right? The globe Earth with water sticking to it, spinning at, 66,627 miles per hour, spinning through space. That's what's going to be about. Before I get into the video, do I think the Earth is a globe with water sticking to it, spinning thousands of miles per hour? No, I don't. And don't click away. If you're an open-minded person, keep listening to the video, keep watching it, and I'm just gonna go over some of the things that I feel are some red flags regarding this subject. Things to consider that any rational person would look at them and say, "Huh, this is fishy." Okay, so like I said, I'm just gonna list some red flags and draw your own conclusions, do your own research. At the end of the day, don't listen to a word I say. Listen, do your own thinking. Okay, so first of all, the Earth and the Moon, the distance between them is supposed to be 238,900 miles. The distance from the Earth to the Sun is 93 million miles. Yet to the naked eye, they appear to be the same size, right? Same size. What a coincidence. 93 million miles, 238,900 miles, and they appear to be, to the naked eye, the exact same size. I mean, what are the odds of that happening, right? The universe is supposed to be just a random set of explosions, random set of events going on. Like the second law of thermodynamics states, the more reactions there are in the universe, the more the universe tends to go toward a state of disorder. But everything we can see in normal life, nature, the planets, sun and moon, day and night, seasons, everything has its order, and everything it's like clockwork. So there's a contradiction there. Anyways, what would be the odds? Somebody who's good at math, what are the odds of that being the case? The Earth and the Sun, to the naked eye, I don't know if that's the case 100%, if they are indeed the same size, but they look to be the same size. Red flag number one. We're being lied to about the world we live in. Number two, red flag number two. Earth is moving through space. Thousands of miles per hour, right? For hundreds of years, supposedly. Thousands of years. Yet the constellations haven't changed in years. I don't know. I don't think I lived in the 1800s. I can't really say, but I'm pretty sure the navigators of times old were using the stars you know, as guiding points. Polaris, you know, Polaris, the position of Polaris hasn't changed. The constellations are there year after year. How can that be the case if we're traveling through space? Our perspective of the stars would change. The thing is that these scientists, quote unquote, right, they have a justification for everything. Oh, they'll say, oh, it's because we're so far away from the stars that any distance we travel is insignificant because we're so far away from them. So to our naked eyes, they don't appear to change. Yeah, right. That's red flag number 2. At the end of the day, people say that science is not a religion, but if you look at how modern science operates, it definitely is. If you dare question anything that the narrative puts out there, right? The official narrative, the textbooks, you're immediately laughed at. You're labeled a conspiracy theorist. You know, you're labeled anti-science when the whole basis of science is asking questions and researching and not just using theory to explain everything, right? Which leads me to point number 3. Gravity is just a theory. People forget that. It's not a law. It's so convenient, right? Like I said, so many scientists of today. Oh, how does the Earth stay in motion? Oh, gravity. How is it that we're not flying into space and we don't see anything, any of the movement of the Earth? Oh, it's gravity. Gravity is this little magic word that's used to explain away every question people have, every question a person has, right? It's a theory. It's not a law. And it blows my mind that so much of modern science and physics is based on a theory, right? Gravity is so selective, right? Supposedly it's pulling everything towards the center of the Earth, but a bird can overcome gravity, right? An airplane can overcome gravity. Gravity that's strong enough to keep this non-vacuum together, right? Quote unquote. So that the vacuum of space doesn't suck us in. And that's another one, right? For another video, space, right? I don't believe in NASA's definition of space and the universe and all that. But that's another topic. Just something to consider, right? How does our non-vacuum world, according to the mainstream science, how does a non-vacuum world meet with the vacuum of space? According to them, gravity is pulling air particles towards the center of the Earth, creating an atmosphere that counteracts the vacuum of space. Yeah, right. So every time I take a breath, I'm overcoming this gravity. Must be a very selective force, right? Red flag. Red flag number 4. Fisheye lenses. For those of you who are not familiar with fisheye lenses, they're basically lenses that are put on cameras or, you know, video cameras that basically distort the images being recorded. So they add curvature where it's not existent. So take, for example, the Red Bull jump that Felix Baumgartner, I believe his name is, the Austrian Red Bull athlete who jumped from space, supposedly, to the Earth, you know, free falling. If you take a look at the footage, when he's barely in space and he's about to jump off, you can see curvature in the video, right? This is because of a fisheye lens. This is not because, you know, a regular lens is being used and the Earth actually has curvature. No. It's a fisheye lens. It's a showing curvature, and then right before he lands, like literally 10 feet before Felix lands on Earth, you take a look at the footage. The footage shows Earth having curvature. So how can we draw conclusions and say that the Earth is a ball with curvature from this footage, which is clearly using a fisheye lens? It's just total brainwashing, right? And also, like, I'd like to point out that Mr. Felix here, if you take a look at closely in the footage, you know, he's throwing up some of the symbols, if you know what I mean. So it's a very obvious case of a free M, if you know what I'm trying to say. Gotta watch it here on YouTube because, you know, You're not allowed to speak free. Whoop, I guess that could even count. So, you know. Yeah, red flag. Also, as a side note, the ISS footage, right, the International Space Station, they're always showing you videos of them, you know, in space, supposedly. And they're looking out the window, and then out the window you see the Earth with curvature. It's like people are so asleep that they wouldn't question this. Again, I'm sure they're using fisheye lenses. I'm almost 100% sure they're using fisheye lenses. I mean, why can't they just, from start to finish, put a camera with a normal lens, shoot it up into space, and let's see what's up there. People have actually done that, you know, using amateur, I believe, weather balloons going up to 100,000 feet. And at 100,000 feet, flat, no curvature. Which I'm sure is high enough to, supposedly according to their mathematics, is more than high enough to see the curvature of the Earth. So obviously it's a lie. Yeah, and red flag number 5, no new moon missions ever since, I believe, 1972 was the last one. So in over 40 years, there hasn't been any moon missions. Yeah, that's a little sketchy, isn't it? That raises a red flag. That's a whole another subject. I don't think we went to the moon. I mean, it should be very, very obvious that we didn't go. You know, there's just so many things to unpack with the moon missions. You know, every year they say, "Oh, there's a space program going on, and we're gonna get back to the moon soon," but nothing ever ends up happening. You know, I don't believe the moon is a solid object, and again, this is another interesting subject to research. Supposedly, it's made out of plasma, but you know. Not a scientist, I don't know for sure. I haven't studied the moon, but it's not a solid object that you can land on. I mean, there's even footage out there of, you know, the people that supposedly stepped foot on it admitting that they didn't go. Like, so, you know, and if there's also one of NASA's scientists, I believe his name is Don Petit or something like that. Just coming up with the most lame excuse as to why we haven't been back there, saying we have we had the technology, but we no longer have it. Right. Not to mention the lost telemetry data. You know, the moon rock that is been proven to be petrified wood. You know, there's a controversy surrounding that one, but again, it doesn't take much research to start saying, oh, okay, there's definitely too many red flags surrounding this subject. It probably isn't true. But what I find amazing is that if you start talking about these subjects, people's knee-jerk response is to get angry and to start calling you names. Oh, public schooling. Anyways, all I'm doing is just asking questions, which is, right, the basis of science. Asking questions. So that was the final red flag. Again, draw your own conclusions, do your own research. But I don't know what the shape of the Earth is, but I know it's not a ball. Right? To the naked eye, it's flat and motionless. I don't know what shape it is, but it's not a ball. Thank you guys. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the videos. More videos are coming soon. Let me know in the comments, you know, some topics that you'd like me to talk about. Just give me some feedback, you know, how I can make the videos better. And I'll see you soon.